Now Stacy Comp in the 59 in the Kingsford car is a lap down. Denny Hamlin coming. And Boyer in the 2, the 33 of Tony Raines.
Tony Raines in the 33 car, he's been making his way to the front through the virtue of a couple of pretty good pit stops. Of course, Tony Stewart driving this car a lot this year, but now Tony Raines making his 4th start of the year in the 33 car.
Jeff Burton, 3/4 of a second up on Kenny Wallace. Dick Berggren, is he on cruise control?
Well, actually, I think he was listening to the three of you in the booth, because as you were talking about tire strategy, the next thing Burton heard in his ear as he drove the car was crew chief Ricky Byers with 2 words: tire management. He has 2 sets of stickers and 1 good set of scuffs sitting here in his pit. That's it. He's got to take care of his stuff.
If you never saw David Pearson race, and David was the master here at Darlington, just watch Jeff Burton. When the car is fast, he puts it in the wind out front. When the car isn't quite right, he'll cruise the car until he can get a chance to make it better, and then he'll go. Drives a lot like the old Silver Fox. And Jeff Burton leads here by 3/4 of a second.
Jimmy Johnson started out on the pole, also on the front row. That's Brian Vickers in the 57 car. A little pressure from Robert Presley, causing a quick caution. Vickers was okay. And later, Shane Meal passing Jimmy Johnson for the lead. He led 17 laps, but had a window net problem. And look at how close to the wall.
Oh, yes. This is one of those tracks you think every time you go in turns 3 and 4, you think you're going to hit it 2 or 3 times.
Because of that net problem, Meal goes a lap down. Then another caution comes out when rookie Brent Sherman, Kevin Conway, Mark Green all involved. But in this wreck, everybody was okay. Shane Meal gets his lap back. And then moments ago, a lead change. Jeff Burton was in front, but Kenny Wallace, who was with us on the pre-race show, takes the lead for the first time tonight, and his crew behind him with 60 laps to go.
Yeah, they're getting all pumped up and ready to go, and thinking that's a great thing. We take a look at Kenny Wallace still leading here on lap 87. It's good to see Kenny out front.
And Matt Kenseth, who's running 3rd, someone you said a while ago to keep an eye on.
Matt's running very well. Jeff Burton, Kenny Wallace. I think that the veterans are the guys who are definitely going to have a shot at winning this race. They know how much they can abuse the tires, how they have to take care of their race car. And Matt Kenseth he'll be challenging here pretty quick.
You know, but the thing is, Joe, we watch all these 3 veterans right here, the way they're running through traffic, the way they're working, giving and taking. We saw Burton basically pull over, let Kenny Wallace go on out front. But Kenny's car has looked very solid all night long. Wes Ford's done a really good job with this Stacker 2 car.
Kenny Wallace has a great car, and their cars aren't wiggling around. There's some guys out there that are bouncing off the walls and just kind of out of control. So tires aren't going to last long like that.
And you said, Joe, you run on this track every time you feel like you're going to hit the wall. Let's look at J.J. Yaley and tell us what he's going through in his head right here.
He's saying, please don't hit. We need that cushion of air right in there to keep from hitting so hard. It is so easy to hit, especially since they put the soft walls up. It used to be that last foot of asphalt is what had all the grip, and when they put the soft walls up, they took that away.
Yeah, it's a game of inches right here, Chris, a game of inches.
Pole sitter Jimmy Johnson currently 8th. Greg Biffle, who won the race last year and has led the most laps, 27, is currently running 6th. Let's go back up to Darrell, Larry, and Mike.
Yeah, this was quite a wad here a lap ago. The 49, Steve Grissom almost hit the wall in 2. Martin Truex and the 66 of Greg Biffle almost ran over it. You see Sterling Marlin in the 40 also back in the race. Matt.
Now the 8 car Truex on the first stop complaining needed a lot of grip. The car very loose. Bono Manuel went down 2 rounds in the track bar. They went back up a round on the last stop because he'd gotten too tight. Still says the car is too tight, but he is making headway. Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson in the 5 car 2 spots back. So they were an air pressure adjustment away from having the car where they needed it. They gave him the air pressure adjustment, but the car still not where it needs to be.
Hard to hit the setup here. Nobody has a book on night racing at Darlington. Kenny Wallace looking back at Jeff Burton, the second place car, and Matt Kenseth fast closing in third.
Smooth, don't overdrive, not smooth.
There's the gap, and let's look back for fourth place and David Stremme in the Navy car.
I've been watching David, and he's kind of in a little area all by himself, right where you'd like to be at Darlington. Nobody right in front of you, nobody right behind you. Whoa, we got a pass here for second place. Kenseth just works under Burton and takes a spot away from him. But Stremme, that team has really come on strong lately. Last several weeks, they've been right up there. They've been the best Busch team almost every week.
Yeah, 2 consecutive top 5 finishes in Phoenix and Talladega last week.
Let's go back to the jam car mid-pack here. This is Shane Meal charging. He's trying to get Reed Sorensen, and that is for 17th. As Meal tries to regroup after what you're going to see here.
Yeah, I think he's probably driven the wheels off of it, Mike. He's been slip sliding. He's been all over the place, and that isn't going to help his cause a whole lot.
Now, what he needs, a lot like Greg Biffle, he needs a caution where he can get caught up and pull fresh tires.
I think he just has a tendency to just drive the tires off the car. It reminds me of Days of Thunder, Harry Hogg and Cole Trickle. And Harry said, you can do it my way or we can do it your way. And I think he does it Cole's way.
Well, it's wild to watch. We'll see how it turns out. Right now, Meal is on the lead lap, 17th, 21 seconds behind the leader.
Now, we've been following the Greg Biffle story. Remember, on the last caution that came out on lap 66, all leaders pitted on lap 68 except for Greg Biffle in the 66 car. Now, he's fallen back to 6th position, but the problem is he's lost about 11 seconds to our leader, Kenny Wallace. So right now, even though he could go about another 20 laps on fuel, as we got a battle for the lead shaping up, he needs a caution. But this group right here, Matt Kenseth wants the lead of this race, and that's 17.
And he's got the position. Kenny knows it. Kenny rolls out on the straightaway. That's how you race here. If you're a smart guy, you roll out on the straightaway. Let that guy get in front of you so you don't lose your momentum going through the turns here.
Matt Kenseth leads for the first time tonight. Kenny Wallace. It was the first time Wallace had led a Busch race at Darlington since 1990. Let's get downstairs to Dick.
Well, Matt Kenseth, as well as he is running, Mike, that car can still run better. And as we've heard from several drivers tonight, they're good in turn 4, but can't get it through turn 2. Steve?
Well, Dick, DW said it at the top of the broadcast. Drivers all talk about racing the racetrack. Kenny Wallace knew Matt Kenseth was a little bit better. Kenny's spotter, Keith Barnwell, said, just take your time, hit your marks, we'll be good. Remember, this is Darlington. Kenny Wallace said 10-4. I'm just cutting straight, boys.
The way this race has that green flag look, these guys may only get one more opportunity to make those right adjustments.
And there's one key word here, one key word, anticipation. You've got to anticipate where you're going to catch people, where you're going to pass them, because you lose so much time and so much momentum if you catch them in the wrong spot.
Like right there.
Yeah, right now that's slowing both cars down. Reed Sorensen there in the 41. I mean, he's lost all his momentum, and it takes a lap or two to get it back.
Coming this time, Lucy.
Shane Meal has charged so hard, he's now fallen to 21st.
And he's only about 3 or 4 seconds from being lapped by our leader, Matt Kenseth, in the 17 car right now. You see, there's Matt right there coming off turn 2, so that's how close he's to being lapped. And that's probably what the strategy is. About the time Matt Kenseth laps him, then they'll probably come to pit road.
Here he is on pit road.
And this could very well be everyone's final stop. 4 tires adjustments. We have 40 laps to go right now.
He's wide open everywhere he goes. He's smoking in the pit, smoking on the track. He's got the brakes glowing, the motor's smoking, the steering wheel's smoking. He's got it all going on.
Let's listen in on Kenny and crew.
Okay, I just need to be tighter exiting. I got to be tighter exiting.
Info, we'll take care of it. Just concentrate here. Work the traffic. You just keep wheeling that thing, buddy. Wes will take care of it for you. You're doing an awesome job. Keep wheeling.
Right now, by my calculations, other than Greg Biffle, all of our leaders that pitted back on lap 68 were probably about 20 laps away, 20, 25 laps away from what would be maybe their final pit stop.
And I think Joe would probably tell you that, you know, a driver doesn't have a lot of time here to be telling the crew what he needs. He's got a little bit of a straightaway, and that's it. The rest of the time, you got your hands full.
I tell you, it's all you can do to get these cars around the corner and not hit the wall. So the straightaways, you're trying to tell them, I'm tight, I need to be tighter. You guys figure out how to fix it and let the crew do their job.
And I honestly believe Greg Biffle is going to be the key to that, because he will have to make a pit stop here in about 10 laps. These guys will see him out there on those fresh tires, how much quicker he'll be, and I think what you'll see is the most of the rest of the leaders will not be far behind him.
You know, Biffle's teams seem to use funny strategy on some of these races. We've seen him lose a couple of races by staying out on the old tires. Bristol comes to mind in the Cup race, where he had a fast enough car to win, but they elected to stay out one time, and it was the wrong time.
And the difference is staggering. Shane Meal, we saw, made a stop, go a lap down. He came out with fresh tires, and in 2 laps, he's passed 8 cars on the racetrack. New tires make that huge of a difference here.
And like, if Biffle has to make a green flag stop here in about 8 to 10 laps, he'll be so much quicker. The approach rate to the cars that's out there on much older tires, it's almost scary how fast he'll be catching those cars.
Biffle's in 6th place. There he goes by. 7th place, Ashton Lewis.
And the strategy that he's used on a number of occasions, you can't say it's a bad strategy, because he's ended up with decent finishes. But it's not a winning strategy, I don't think.
No, Darrell, I agree. I think it's a strategy for when you don't have a car as good as the fastest cars. You go contrary and hope things fall in your favor. Sometimes they will.
Right now, our leader, Matt Kenseth, the 17, he just hopes he makes it through this lap traffic without a problem.
Here we go for 18 laps.
But I think you're right, DW. Who can clear those lap cars? And one of them's going to be tough to clear, Shane Neal in that 32 car.
Looks like everybody in the first 5 or 6 spots there are going to get by okay. And that's going to open up the track for them to go after each other. And right at this point, Kenseth can't let Shane go. Shane gets in front of him and happens to hold him up a little bit, then that's going to mess up. It's going to allow Kenny Wallace to catch up with him. So he's got to go hard.
Looks like Greg Biffle in the 66 just drove by Jeff Burton for the 5th position.
Worked him hard on the bottom, Larry, but Burton's not going quietly into this good night.
Well, they're going to wrestle off a turn 2 over there, and boy, that's some give and take right there. That's a couple of really Cup drivers cutting each other some slack. Well, Shane's all right now, and he can stay there for a few laps. But when he gets down here with 10 or so to go, and he's in the way, he needs to pull over, because he is 2 laps down.
Darrell, you talked about David Strimmy in the 14 car right here, battling Martin Truex Jr. in the 8 car. He's all over the rear bumper of that car for 3rd position.
Strimmy has driven some really smart races. He did it at Phoenix, did it at Talladega. Here he is at one of the toughest racetracks we go to, and he is in the hunt.
DW, you talk about David Strimmy. He had the fastest lap the last time around, and he's got a very fast race car, and so does Greg Biffle as he goes around Jeff Burton.
But it's almost like Biffle and Burton lost so much time racing each other back there.
That's what happens, and I think that Jeff Burton's car is really loose. He's been complaining about it, and he's good on new tires for a lap or 2, but then he loses the grip.
It'll be 13 laps to go, and they come back to the start-finish line. And Matt Kenseth is having it all his own way, Darrell. Nobody near him.
Oh, he's in the catbird seat. You know, being out front here with nobody in front of you, you can run your own line. You're not distracted by any lap traffic. So he's going to be good to go here for quite some time. Probably to the end of the race, the way it's looking. Oh, we got a car around down here in turn 4, I'm sorry.
No caution. That's Paul Menard in the 11 car. We stay green.
Tire cut down.
Now the caution's out.
Yeah, cut tire.
It did cut. You saw it jump sideways pretty hard. Right rear's knocked over pretty hard.
See, that's not going to help Shane Mill a bit because he's 2 laps down.
What's probably going to hurt him now is if we get to within 10 laps in this race, it'll be a single file restart. He will not be able to be up there.
I feel like we will, because there's 12 to go.
There goes Menard.
You heard him say possibly looked like maybe a rear tire cut down on that car. It had that look about it. It just came around with him.
J.J. Yaley will get the free pass this time. In 10 races here, Matt Kenseth, 9 top 8 finishes in his last 9 races and 6 top 5s. Kenseth won this race in 1999 driving a Chevrolet. We are down to 12 laps to go, and there are 21 cars on the lead lap. Would anybody stop? Now, Greg Biffle has that set of tires left, but look at the track position. He's got his 5th.
There comes Matt Kenseth in the 17 car. Now, these guys have about 16 laps.
No.
But did he go through the cone?
No, he didn't, but guess who did? The 21 car.
Jeff Burton.
He led him to it, and then the 17, Kenseth jumped back out, but Burton couldn't.
And I think pretty much everyone had tires left right here. We're seeing Carl Edwards in the 60 car, a lot of cars that were basically at the tail end of the top 10 and out of the top 10. These guys absolutely faked it.
That was as good a fake, a head fake, as I've seen in quite a while. He comes right to the cone. And everybody behind him saying, ha, 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 watch this.
On the radio, too.
Jeff Burton's come. See how much faster Burton is, and he's down on the inside. He cannot get back out in the track.
Jimmy Johnson in the 5 had second thoughts as well. Jeff Burton in 21, it was just too late for him.
He could not get woed up.
You have a feeling that Burton was coming anyway.
I have a feeling.
Because that car had started to slide back a bit.
Not with 10 to go.
That'll be their story, won't it? Robbie Reiser playing poker. Heads for the pits, head fake, stays out. We're inside 10 laps to go, so the lapped cars will not be a factor in this single file restart. Lead lap cars to the front. There are 22 of them. As we get the green flag, 7 laps to go.
Martin Truex Jr. in the 8 car did not get a great restart then, and David Strim in the 14 trying to take advantage of it, but he had to get it back out of the throttle. But buddy Kenny Wallace in that 22 car, he got a good restart.
Watch the 21. Burton is flying off turn 2.
Well, he got a lucky
3 cars.
Jimmy Johnson got up high over there and kind of caused a bottleneck. Burton was in the right place at the right time. And you know what? He's probably really ticked, Jeff Burton in that 21 is. He says, I'm going to make y'all pay for that little head fake.
Stremme, 5th place under pressure from Biffle in the 66. Burton for 6th, gets it.
He definitely has a problem, DW. You can see more and more cars are just going by him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be heading to pit road. He's got a tire down.
Long way to go, short time to get there. 5 laps to go this time by.
Flat, possibly right rear tire for the 5.
Thanks, Matt.
Tell you what, Kenny Wallace in that 22 car, he is not giving up on Matt Kenseth. We got 4.5 laps to go, and he is driving the wheels off that car right now. He wants this win.
Biffle's got a run on Stremme, turn 3.
Stremme got in the wall just about, or he scraped the wall off of turn 2 that time, and that let Biffle catch him back up.
But Stremme got a great run on the high side off turn 4. He goes back in front of Greg Biffle in the 66.
Yeah, he just slipped up a little bit over there off of 2. Cost him a little momentum, but it looks like he's going to get it back.
4 laps to go.
Our pole sitter, Jimmy Johnson, did come to pit road to change that tire.
Biffle again, 4th place, got it.
And now Jeff Burton in the 21, he's going to take advantage. Remember, fresh tires on that car.
Well, we know they're worth about a second a lap.
But there's only going to be 3 laps to go.
The problem is, he's going to run out of laps.
3 to go.
Reed Sorensen to the inside, trying hard on Clint Boyer. Can't finish the pass.
Well, that's 2 rookies racing into turn 1 there. That could be trouble. They made it.
Boyer holds the spot. Kenny Wallace is not able to get anywhere near the back bumper of Matt Kenseth for the lead.
And it's not from lack of trying.
Yeah, but he's got it, these 2 guys right here. Watch this off of turn 2. That is so close.
I tense up every time you say watch this.
Oh, I know. Well, it's it's worth watching.
Yeah, both these guys are making only their second Darlington start, and that's second and third in the points right there.
It's almost like that ought to be preceded by, hey, Vern, watch this.
Vern, you got that TV strapped down good? You better get some of that duct tape. They are having themselves a whale of a race back in there, and these guys up here are pretty good shape too.
It'd be white flag. Boy, Martin Truex Jr. in an 88 car, he drove it into turn 3 and 4 that time.
Last time around Darlington for Matt Kenseth, leading Kenny Wallace by 2 car lengths. Martin Truex by another 4 lengths back to Greg Biffle, and then Jeff Burton. Spin out, back straightaway, car on the wall. White flag waving. That car is Carl Edwards. It continues, and we're going to get a green flag finish. Here they come. Matt Kenseth started 24th. He wins it.
Still battling here. Kenny Wallace second, Truex Jr. third, Biffle fourth, Jeff Burton fifth.
Matt Kenseth becomes the 6th Darlington winner to come from further back than 21st at the green flag, Dick.
Well, congratulations, Matt Kenseth. 24th to first, but tell us about that pit stop. What happened at the end?
Oh, yeah, they did a great job. I'm really proud of these guys.
No, I mean you, looking like you're coming into pit.
Well, I told Robbie I wanted to pit. I thought everybody would pit, and I saw everybody hang out there, so I just went back to the track. So Robbie wanted to stay out, and I thought I've been beat before on old tires, and I want to get new ones. But this is great. I'm really proud of these guys. We got Chad Norris on board and Robbie, and I really got to thank all my Cup guys for helping straighten the team out a little bit and get this stuff running. These guys have been doing a great job. They pitted the car as good as anybody could pit it. They did an awesome job, and really got to thank Waste Management for being on here all year.
And in your rearview mirror, Kenny Wallace, you had to know how badly he wanted to win that race. How hard were you driving to keep him back there?
Yeah, I was just thinking of him where you see him in that commercial where he's hanging on the wheel and he's back there grinning and laughing. So, you know, I knew Kenny was going to be coming hard to try to win that race. You know, he hasn't won one in a while, neither have we. So I knew he was going to be running hard.
What does this say for your chances tomorrow night?
I don't know. To be honest, today I didn't think we had a chance at either race. I wasn't very happy with my cars. Chad and Robbie and Chip and everybody put together a really good test for this car, and we ran great at the test, but we didn't run very good today. So it ran tonight when it got dark like it did in the test. So at least I'm hopeful for my Cup car.